Hello friends, welcome back. It's been a long time, but this is going to be fun. Ouch. We're going to talk about fertilizers, food to give to your plants. I don't use over-the-counter fertilizers. I don't know what's in them. I don't trust them. But that's just me. I'm not saying don't use them. Use whatever you like. I'm just giving you ideas. I use molasses. And I do use fermented banana peels. Okay, the sun's really in my eyes.
Do you want your glasses?
Yes, that's better. Molasses has potassium and pure cane sugar. It's made from pure sugar cane. Plants love sugar, but not refined sugar, not the white sugar. And banana peels are loaded with all kinds of nutrients such as potassium and the natural sugars. And they're really easy to use. For the banana peels, just take a container and fill it with water. I use filtered water, and just put your banana peels in it. This is an old protein powder jar, so it's food quality plastic. It's not gonna really do much. I only use them once or twice and then get rid of it. So I have 4 banana peels in here, and then I fill it up with water, put it in a cupboard, and let it set for a couple weeks. Take it out and shake it up a few times a week, and then strain it through cheesecloth, and it'll give you banana fertilizer, homemade. You used to be able to buy it here at the indoor growing stores, but they're not selling it anymore. I'm not sure why. But it was one of the best things to use for plants. It was called Banana Mama. And molasses, I just fill up, or not fill up, but put some in this glass measuring cup. I usually do about a quarter cup. I'm not going to do the whole thing today. I'm almost out. I use the Brer Rabbit because that's what they have at our local store. You can get it in a much larger container. This is actually quite small. I think I'll order a big jug of it over the internet. And then you just fill it up with water. You can make it as thick and as light as you like. I've been giving them to mine since last year. I'm also having a foot issue. That's why I'm wearing my slippers. None of my plants died off last year. Not even the artichokes. Artichokes actually grew more leaves in the winter. The strawberries never died back. The only thing that did is the lemon verbena, and it came back in a big bush. The pestamon, it's just a flower I grow for the hummingbirds. It is supposed to die all the way back. It never did. But it actually started to die off right about the time it was growing new leaves for the season. So it's dying and coming back at the same time. I think it has a lot to do with our weather being weird here. Artichokes are happy, very happy. And this is how they looked all winter. And all I used was molasses last year. I didn't find out about homemaking banana fertilizer until I saw it on the internet. And I remembered using Banana Mama before. When you use fertilizers, over-the-counter, store-bought fertilizers, the plant is absorbing all that, and then you're eating it. You're eating whatever you feed your food. And that goes for meat too. Any kind of meat, birds or beef or anything you feed your animals that you eat, you're going to be eating what you fed them. Same with plants. I'm not telling you to stop using what you're using, I'm just giving ideas. You want to mix this up first, because otherwise if you try to do it in your watering can, the molasses will just sit in the bottom, and it takes a lot to stir up a watering can. Everybody's already wet, so I'm just going to leave them like that. If your plants need water, water them first, and then give them this. The soil being wet will help it disperse better. Actually, I'm going to give this to the strawberries because they're doing great and I want them to be very, very sweet this year. Inside here, there's just tons of berries in here. It's still in the same pot from last year. I never gave them bigger pot or anything. I can't even count how many strawberries are in there. This is kind of a light mixture because I was almost out and I didn't check it first. What is that? That's not a strawberry. Uh-oh.
What'd you find?
One of the trees dropping seeds in my plants. They were outside all winter. And just pour it around the base of the plant, you know, around the crown. I didn't even trim these back. There was no dead leaves on them to trim back. This one here is just a bunch of starts off of these last year. I used the pot to pull the runners into. Now I'm going to get ready to crush up my eggshells for slug bait or slug deterrent. Last year I had a problem with the strawberries and the slugs. I put the eggshells in the pots because I wasn't thinking about how smooth the side of the pot is. They were crawling up the side of the pot and getting stuff that was hanging over. So I put them in these oversized trays, and I'm going to fill the trays with the eggshells so they can't even get near the pot. I might just spread eggshells all over the ground as well, since I have so many saved up. This right here, oh look at, see? This is baby romaine and baby red romaine lettuces. I planted from seed. Some of them are still in there. The birds dug them up and ate most of my seeds. And they did that to my chives. This is supposed to be chives. They're supposed to come up really fast and grow fast, but not in this one because they ate the seeds. There's a couple borage left in here. They're coming up. They ate those seeds too. And they ate somebody else. I don't know what happened to the lavender. It's not doing well, but the nasturtiums, when they drop their seeds, they're coming up in all the pots too. I've got nasturtiums and marigolds coming up in pots because I let them drop their seeds last year. Oh. These are sugar peas. The flat kind, the ones you eat before the seeds are mature inside. I use them in stir fry. I like to eat them right off the vine or in my salads just raw. I don't know what happened. I think the squirrels dug around it here. I planted 10 in the front and 8 in the back. I think there's 5 here and 3 coming up back here. But that's okay. I used a very deep pot so that I could put these sticks in here. This one I just found in the yard. This was an old bamboo stake I was using for something else a few years ago. I found it laying out by the compost pile. I just put them in first and then fill it with the soil and then put the trellising on the sticks with zip ties. And if they get too big, I left extra on the side so that I could probably bring it this way. So if you have a patio and you're doing container gardening inside or I mean on the patio or in the yard, you can grow anything you want as long, you know, just figure a way out to do it. Okay, can you cut that off, Corey? In this pot here, I planted sugar peas, the flat ones, the kind you use in stir fry. I just like pulling them off the vine and eating them or putting them in salad. I used a really deep pot so I could put the trellis sticks in. I just grabbed this one out of the yard, and this one was hanging around for a few years, used for something else a long time ago. I put them in before you put the soil in and fill it up, the trellising I attached to them with zip ties. I left that extra on the side in case I need more room for them. I only planted part of the package of seeds, and then when these start getting big enough, I'll plant some more so that there's a constant cycle of them going. You can do this on any patio, in any yard, whether it's a house or an apartment. Any of this can be grown right there at your place. For herbs this year, I have French lavender, German chamomile. This is lemon thyme. They're all soaking in molasses water, and it rained, so I wasn't overwatering, I promise. And we had the chives, but I don't think they're gonna happen. And this is the rosemary from last year. It was just a little start in a 2-inch pot. So was that lemon verbena. It was just one little stick in a pot about that tall, and it turned into a shrub in one season. I don't know what happened to the English lavender. It's like he's trying to grow over here. And the columbines for the hummingbirds as well. And something else that didn't die back until March was the citronella. He's coming back now too. I gave him a big shot of the banana fertilizer the other day. Very happy. They've all had banana fertilizer already this year. And then I give them molasses every other watering. I don't know what else to say. Oh, if you're going to plant seeds and you live in an area that has a lot of birds, and this yard has tons of birds because of all the trees and bushes, then put bird netting over your pots until they get established well enough, because the birds will dig up your seeds and eat them. I was worried about the squirrels, but I probably should have been more worried about the birds. I find peanuts in here, but they're always empty, so I don't think they're burying them to hide them. I don't know what they do with them. Why they can't throw their empties on the ground, I don't know. Weird little things. Oh, and we have leeks again. I have 6 of them in one pot. I think that'll be enough. They don't need to be giant. I think the bigger they are, the more flavor you lose on leeks. They're very mild to begin with. So, fermenting banana peels using molasses, eggshells for the slugs, and for your acid-loving plants, use the coffee or the used coffee grounds. And you wouldn't have to really buy anything at a store. I forgot what I was going to say. I'm not going to mention any names of brands of the fertilizers, but use your own judgment, read labels, and if you don't know what they mean, look them up. I think you'll be very surprised what they actually do put in some organic fertilizers. This is a seed tray here. I planted some seeds, and then I forgot that they were out here, and I left them out, and it got really, really cold, and then nothing came up. But one of them was a lemon seed, so that's okay. And they were just like, I don't remember. And one of these pots also had carrot seeds in them, and the birds ate them all. I didn't even know that birds liked carrot seeds. Oh, and also with herbs, oregano. This is the tiny one from last year. He did real good over the winter. He's flat right here because one of the squirrels, I always find him sitting right there when I had him in the backyard to winter over. So that spot's kind of bare. That's from the squirrel. There's another one of those tree shoots. I bet they're growing and everything. And there's peanut shells in here too. See, they've been here.
Maybe
Probably
the
my fault
squirrels
for
are-
feeding them.
Maybe the squirrels are planting trees for you.
They're like, you need to grow some stuff we'll eat. We're tired of peanuts. I can hear a woodpecker somewhere. Something else I was going to mention. Trying to keep this short. I don't know why. Because we're kind of in a rush today and my foot hurts really bad. I'm not whining, I'm just letting you know why I'm walking kind of weird. It's a good thing I have that editing app. That. There was something else I was going to suggest using, but I don't remember what it was. It's too much information I crammed into my head. For your strawberries, if you live kind of in the forest like we do, when your strawberries start getting a little bit ripe, it's a good time to put bird netting over them. The birds will eat them too. And I know it's them because they're always bit off about that far up the stem. Perfectly sliced. Okay, the birds got that one. It'll also help keep all the other critters out too. Like there's some roof rats in the neighborhood. Last year they ate my sister's eggplant. They hollowed it out and just left the husk on the vine. They hollowed it out from the backside. So she goes to pick her eggplant and it was just empty, hollow. And then she saw the line where they chewed to get in. And possums, raccoons, you know, just all the usual characters around here. The only problem I had last year was with the birds. But that's okay. I don't mind sharing, but you can't have all of them. So that's going to be the video for today. Molasses, banana peels, eggshells, coffee. You can water plants with coffee. I know people that do that, but I also know people that water with their own urine. So you can take that for what you want. And that's going to be it. I'm a little out of it right now because I'm tired and my foot hurts, so I didn't even go to work today. I called out. Okay, see you next time. Bye.